This is your Thanksgiving instruction manual. Welcome to Ruthless.
U.S. Supreme Court Justice Ruth Bader Ginsburg has died.
Judge Amy Coney Barrett.
If Joe Biden wins, Democrats can sack the courts.
You're a lying dog-faced pony soldier.
Maybe that's a question you should ask China.
Anyway, my time's up.
I'm not thinking, Mr.
That's
President.
okay. I know you're not thinking. You never do. It's a whole hoax. And you know who's playing into the hoax? People like you and the fake news media.
We are born free and we will stay free.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, happy Thanksgiving. We're happy you're sharing this special day with us. I hope everyone's going to be eating a lot of food, drinking a lot, and owning the libs when those family members show up at your dinner table.
Yeah, let's tell them what this is about, right? We're not going to screw around in this episode. We're not going to give you stuff you don't need. We're going to give you an instruction manual. This is how you do Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I mean, this is what you have to remember, folks. Thanksgiving is about winning. America won. The Pilgrims won. There's a reason we're eating turkey and stuffing and not maize. It's because America wins. This is a victory lap. It's a wonderful holiday.
It is all about winning. And therefore, as a responsible American, you have to carry that forward and win your own election in your house on Thanksgiving Day every day. And I tell you, there's three pillars. Smug. There's
Exactly.
three pillars of winning on every Thanksgiving.
Break it down.
The first pillar, football.
Gotta win it.
So here's the thing. I don't know if everybody's a football fan or not. It doesn't really matter. You watch Thanksgiving football. That's
Yes,
what
you
you
do.
do. You gather in a place. If you don't have eyesight on a television, you need to change something. You need to unplug a TV somewhere else, get it into the room immediately.
Yeah.
You got to yell at that TV. You have to have an aggressive football watching program on Thanksgiving.
Exactly. No CNN, no MSNBC. I mean, it shouldn't have to be said, but it's been said.
It shouldn't have to be said. If it is, actually, you know what? We'll get into this, what you do with the lib cousins and uncles and aunts. But like if CNN or MSNBC are on when you walk in, you're going to need to break the television. You got to
Drop ticket.
You got to set the tone early.
Yeah. Establish dominance early and often.
That's exactly right. So the second pillar, it's politics. You need to bring it up as much as you possibly can.
Nonstop. Everything. If grandma asks how the stuffing is, say, well, here's the thing about why the election was stolen.
I mean, it doesn't matter how tangential, you need to bring it back to politics.
Absolutely. And what topic specifically? There's a few good ones. You can always just bring it back to Josh.
Look, we're going to have talking points. I want to get into that in a minute. Let's just cover the third pillar and then we'll break each down. The third pillar, eating and drinking. This isn't about enjoying yourself. It's not about tasting turkey and tasting potato and having a little stuffing and maybe a couple of glasses of wine. This is about eating and drinking to win.
Yes. It's like force feeding, binge eating. You just want to terrify everyone. Terrify the people at the table. Just inhale the food and keep going. Keep going. Make eye contact with people when they're horrified because you know you're off to a good start.
It is very, very important you know that this is a contest and you are competing against everyone around your table.
Yeah.
You have to win it. You can't walk out that door saying you're full when Uncle Leo is still shoveling turkey down his throat.
Yeah. He doesn't get the W. It's got to be your victory this year and every year.
All right. So the first pillar is pretty we break these things down with football. It's really American. It's competitive. It's a sport libs hate.
Totally. They're mad about it. And, make sure you call it the team, the Washington Redskins, nonstop.
They are going to be playing. You are in luck. You have a way to fuse pillar 1 with pillar 2 by calling them the Washington Redskins.
Absolutely.
Secondly, now when we talk about the eating and drinking portion of the program, let me just emphasize number 2. You got to drink heavily. I can't believe I have to say this, because I think it's innate. Most people understand that. But when you walk in, this is not about, hanging out with some family members and having a glass or two of wine. This is about taking, maybe show up with a case of beer all your own, because that thing's going down.
Yeah, you're shotgun and butt heavies, folks. This is not like, fun drinks with the family by the fireplace. You're shotgunning, you're getting violently drunk, and you're going to be, the king of Thanksgiving. You got to establish dominance.
Just remember when they're looking at you and you think they could be judging you, what they're doing is staring in admiration.
It's awe. It's awe. You provide the shock, they provide the awe.
Exactly. So with your lib relatives, you've got to, as you said, Smug, establish dominance right away. You need to put everyone on notice that there's no free shots at Thanksgiving.
Nope.
And there's a couple of ways to do it early. I mean, you can wait till people dish up their food, slap your hand out in the middle of their plate and wipe half of it onto yours. And if they complain, tell them to take it up with AOC.
Yeah, it's jailhouse rules, folks.
It's total jailhouse Vietnam rules. You whatever it takes to get them on notice.
Absolutely.
And this needs to come not only from the beginning all the way through. So when you're at the table, there's discussion that you need to lead. As Smug said, you bring everything back to politics. I have some home-based suggestions. I know you do too, Smug. I think defund the police needs to be in the conversation.
Nonstop. And you got to let them know defund the police means total chaos. Like, don't let them say that, nonsense about, it means rerouting funds. No, it doesn't. It means pure chaos and, Antifa running the country.
Couple of things to highlight on defunding the police. You say Minneapolis as many times as you can, right? Minneapolis. They've had through the roof crime statistics, over 100% increases since they tried to defund the police. That's your home base. You keep coming back to it.
Absolutely.
Second one is Biden riots. So there's just no way that you can allow this to happen. You can infuse talk of monuments. You can infuse talk of statues. There are a couple of good ones, Grant and Abraham Lincoln, the statues that came down. I think you need to come back to those as often as possible.
Totally.
The third, economic shutdown. I think you can just suggest very early that everyone around the table is going to be out of a job in the next 6 months because of who they elected president and what he's going to do to our economy.
Correct. I mean, it's going to be lockdowns and poverty, and you got to make that clear. Along those lines, rule number one, folks, if anyone at the table claims Trump lost, pick the turkey up and punt it. Punt the turkey, and then you look at them. Look at them in the eyes. Let them know what they did.
And scream, look what you made me do.
What you made me do. And if they do that early, that's just setting the tone. Now they know, okay, it's this guy's table. He's making the rules.
We're not going to screw around this thing.
Yeah, they don't want to find out what you're going to punt next if they keep it up.
So generally, at some point, what libs do is they try to gather amongst themselves because they can't, their ears literally can't take you, and their sensibilities are not going to be able to handle the dominance that you're exercising. So what they'll try to do at some point is gather amongst themselves somewhere in the house, whether it's the kitchen, whether it's a dining room that's off the beaten path. They're going to you need to disrupt that.
They're going to try to find like a cozy little nook, have some Shiraz, wrap up in blankets. That's where you're gonna go, and it's time to carpet bomb that place. I said, like every Thanksgiving, I wake up like an hour early and sit in darkness to think of all the crazy right wing shit I'm gonna carpet bomb at dinner. Like, it's a way of life, folks. You gotta go in armed. You gotta say the most right wing banana shit to just ruin everyone's day if they're trying to like oppose you, because it's about winning, folks.
Extremely important. Like, you need to go in there like an 8th grade bully on his way to a book drop, right? You just storm in that room. You let them know there will be zero talk of elections without your point of view in the middle of it.
Yeah, elections have consequences, and so does talking about them. So let them know.
By the way, this doesn't matter if it's not your house.
No, especially if it's not your house.
Yeah.
Especially if it's not your house.
Right, because particularly if the owner of the house is the lib relative.
Yeah. I mean, it's up to you to set them straight. That's what this is about.
So look, I think we're going to keep this really short because what we want you to do is have this takeaway that you can just say, got it. Okay, Smug and Holmes have now given me exactly what I need for Thanksgiving. And I think what we've outlined here is a foolproof plan.
That's the playbook, folks. It's about winning, and you got to win on those 3 pillars, and you got to go nonstop. There's no surrender. It's just full speed ahead. Own every lib at the table. If they're on a Zoom call, it's no different. If the lib is wearing their mask back home in Brooklyn, you gotta own them just the same as if they're there.
Yeah. By the way, if they are, that's an important point, Smug. If they are on the Zoom call and they're not wearing a mask, you ask them where the hell that is.
Yeah, you bring it up. Say, hey, you got to wear that mask. Tell them they got to blend the food and they got to push it through the mask, like liquefy it, or else they're just super spreading.
Tell them you're uncomfortable with their lack of mask use in their own home.
Yep.
It's time to blend the turkey.
Yeah. I mean, don't put up with your lib cousin or nephew who's just a gender studies major and wants to sulk and be the center of attention. Gender studies isn't a real major. It's what normal people would do in college after they got drunk. Let them know. Put them on notice as soon as possible.
You're not listening to any of it.
None.
I mean, you will have none of it. And if you execute all of these pillars, if you win, if you can walk out, well, first of all, I'll say if you do it absolutely correctly, you will have trouble walking out. And you may not remember the fruits of your victory entirely, but you will have it. You will get it done, and you will know, and history will know that you've won the day.
Absolutely. And remember, folks, it is all about winning. It is all about winning. They don't celebrate Thanksgiving in Germany or Japan or Russia. It's about America, folks.
Smug, was that a home phone?
That was the home phone.
Was that a home phone that I just heard?
That was the home phone. We can talk about this later. Let's close this episode out.
All right. Next Tuesday, we're going to be doing a full segment on the fact that Smug has a home phone. I may or may not give the number out, so you got to tune in.
Yeah. So, I mean, happy Thanksgiving, folks. Remember to celebrate the holiday to the fullest. Play this episode at the Thanksgiving table. Give the gift of Ruthless to family at Thanksgiving. Tell your folks. We want everyone to leave a review about how we've changed your Thanksgiving for the better. Let's see those folks.
Absolutely. We want a detailed explanation on how it went. We want a discussion about how it's changed your life for the good. Put it in the comment area in wherever you download your podcasts, because I think it's going to serve not only you and your family well, I think it'll serve many others. We need to spread this word like gospel.
That's right, folks. And that's it. That's the Thanksgiving Spectacular from Ruthless. Thank you all so very much. I know I am grateful for our many, many, many listeners. You've made this, an unprecedented, unbelievable success so far. Let's keep this train rolling. Happy Thanksgiving. Thank you all so much. So until next time, Minions, keep the faith, hold the line, and own the libs. Stay ruthless. We'll see you Tuesday.